Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new, hi, I am Bloom and this is my little corner of the internet. So for my first video of 2026, I decided to talk about all the books that I got in 2025, and the list is huge. Well, let's start with the video and talk about all the books that I got last year. Drum roll, tan-tana, tan-tana. Yeah, these are the books that I bought last year. So we have 31 books here, and I guess these are the most books that I got in a single year, considering I wasn't a physical book girly. I know people buy more books, but for me, 31 books in a single year is big. So I bet you can't even see the top of the stack yet, but let's start with the video. I was honestly so afraid that these books are gonna fall over, so I just divided them into two stacks. Before I start with my collection, let me tell you that these books I'm gonna present to you in the order I got them, the chronological order, month-wise. So let's start. First of all, we have No Way Back by Andrew Gross, The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson, A Mother's Wish by Dilly Court. So these three books were a gift and I got them in January 2025. So yeah, my year started with three books, three additions to my book collection. Moving on, I got myself A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Hanya Yanagihara. I always mess up the name. I always say Yanagihara instead of Yanagihara. But yeah, I need to work on that. I bought it in February 2025, but I still haven't gotten around to read it. Like, I started it back in August or September maybe. But yeah, I am like too freaking overwhelmed to even read it. So there's this. Then later on, I got the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson in March of 2025. Guys, my sister was reading this book and look what I found. An ice cream stick as a bookmark. Well, readers do anything. We keep anything as bookmarks. So yeah, The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. Moving on, again in March, I got myself the Naturals series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I am a huge fan of Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I read the Inheritance Game series back in 2023 or maybe 2024. It was 2023, yeah. I read the Inheritance Game series back in 2023 and absolutely loved it. Like, devoured it. Like, one of my most favorite series of all time. And yeah, so I had to get these. I have
The Naturals, which is the book one. Then 12, which is a novella. Then we have Killer Instinct, All In, and lastly we have Ballad.
In June, I didn't buy anything because I was being a good girl. But in July came out Not Quite Dead Yet by Miss Holly Jackson. Yeah, I am a big Holly Jackson fan, and I guess you guys know it already because I made a freaking video on her. I am the biggest Holly Jackson pugly out there. So yeah, I got Not Quite Dead Yet as soon as it came out. Sadly, I haven't read it yet. I am guilty of not reading it, but I had to get my hands on Not Quite Dead Yet. So while I was buying Not Quite Dead Yet, I also got myself two more books that are And the Mountain Echoed by Khalid Hosseini. Khalid Hosseini is also one of my favorite kind of writers. Like, he's one of the most traumatizing writers, and I have read his other two books, so I had to read this one. And I got And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie.
I had heard a lot about Agatha Christie being the queen of mystery, but sadly I hadn't read anything by Agatha back then, so I said why not start with one of her most famous and well-known books. So Agatha, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie.
By the way, I ordered these books in July and received them in August. Yeah. Then in August, I ordered three more books, but received them in September. So yeah, these are Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. Read this, loved it, amazing. So first we have
A Curse for True Love, The Ballad of Never After, and
wait a minute. My brain. The
first book is Once Upon a Broken Heart, the second is The Ballad of Never After, my most favorite one, and the third one is A Curse for True Love.
By the way, these three were also one of my fresh hardcover books. I am more of a paperback girly. I only owned a single hardcover book before these three, and that too was a gift. So I was a big paperback girly. I am a big paperback girly, but I absolutely loved the covers. Like, they're so pretty. I'm still in love with these all. So yeah, I had to get the hardcover edition because it's too pretty not to buy. Then in September, I got the series by Hannah Nicole Mehra, Assistant to the Villain and Apprentice to the Villain. The first two books in the Assistant to the Villain series by Hannah Nicole Mehra. I still haven't read them, but yeah, these two. Then by the end of September, I got two of my most anticipated reads, One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. Yeah, by the way, I am absolutely in love with whatever this is, this gold thing. I don't know, it's like just so different. It's like catching my eye and I love it. So yeah, One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. It's a duology. Yeah, this was my last books that I got before going on a 2-month book buying ban. Yeah, I was like overwhelmed. Well, technically I was never overwhelmed. My bank account was overwhelmed with the amount of books I was buying. And my mom was like, if another parcel arrives, I'm gonna kick you out of the house. So yeah, to calm down the atmosphere and everything, I went on a 2-month book buying ban. Well, the ban lasted for October and November. It was kind of broken by the end of November, but I got the books, I received the books in December, so I won't count it as ban breaking. So yeah, December started with a gift from Decipher Bookstore. Well, you know these already because I have made my last video was about these books. So yeah, the Infinite Sanity, it was a gift. Then obviously, even though I hadn't read those two books, Assistant to the Villain and Apprentice to the Villain, I got Accomplice to the Villain, the third book, and the fourth book is coming out this year, and I'm definitely gonna buy that one too. So yeah, Accomplice to the Villain. Then I bought The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. Read this one, loved it, amazing book. Moving on, I got
The Witches Incorporated and The Accidental Sorcerer, The Secret of Crickley Hall by James Herbert, The City Stained Red by Sam Skies, Love in the Afternoon and Other Stories by Penny Vincenzi.
By the way, in my last video I said Penny Vincent, but it's Penny Vincenzi. So yeah.
Then All of Us Villains and All of Our Demise, this duology.
These were the books that I got in December. By the way, sorry, last book of 2025. And to be very honest, one of my most favorite purchases was the special edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. My most favorite purchase of 2025 is this book. The reason being that this book was recommended to me by one of my really good friends, Mariam, and I have a really similar taste in books, and she was like, I need to read this book. So that's why this one is special. Also, this book is my first ever special edition. And by the way, see, blue with gold and all. And when we remove the dust jacket, oh my God, it's like the prettiest book I owned. The front, the black, golden and black, oh, amazing. The side, and my most favorite thing, the back. Oh my goodness, it's like so freaking pretty. I remember you. So yeah, and also it's like pretty from inside. The paper quality is super fine, and yeah, my most favorite purchase of 2025 was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Also, by the way, this book was also one of my most unexpected buys because I knew I was going to buy this book one day, but I didn't know this would be this soon. Actually, one of my really close friends was selling her edition because of some reasons, and it's like literally untouched. Maybe she read it once, but it literally feels untouched, 10 on 10 condition. And I was like, and I was getting it like in a really steal deal, and I was like, yeah, why not just get it? So it was like a last moment decision, and I was like, yeah, I'll just go and buy this one. And the time I was buying it, I didn't even knew it was a special edition. I just thought it's a pretty one, yeah. But when the book arrived, I was like blown. My flabbers were gasted. I was flabbergasted. So yeah, I love this one. So guys, that was pretty much it for all the 31 books that I got in 2025. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Bye.